Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve this glam skull look. It was super easy, super quick. I think this took me about a half an hour. Just to forewarn you, this was a very rough video. I haven't done a talk-through tutorial in a couple months now, so bear with me on this one. But yeah, I hope that you like it, and if you want to see this look, then keep watching. Alright guys, so I'm getting started with my base makeup already done, my eyebrows done, and we're just gonna jump into it. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with the Ben Nye Winter Eyeshadow Palette. That's what this guy looks like. Oh, this thing is like filthy. So I use this for all of my like cartoon looks and everything like that. But I'm just gonna go in with the black shade on here. So you don't really need this whole palette, but I figured I'd show it. Now I'm just gonna go in with a small angled brush, and I'm gonna start mapping out my eyes. The skull pictures that I've referenced all have, I guess our bone structure curves like that. I don't know what that's all about, but it's what I'm doing. All right, so I'm gonna kind of do the same thing on the other side. Except, what is it like? I guess kind of reversed, like if it was flipped. So I'll do the curve in. So these don't need to be completely accurate. And honestly, the eyes are completely up to interpretation. Like you could just do like a smoked out eye with this look and then just continue with the contour of the bones and the teeth and everything. Skulls are so easy to do, like, I guess not like easy, but it's just, there's so much room for creativity, and that's why I just love them. I just wish I could do skull makeup every single day. And I think I'm gonna smoke these out, so the lining doesn't need to be perfect right now. We're just kind of mapping it out first. Then I'm just doing the same thing to the other side. Alright, now I'm going to start drawing on my nose. This is just another area where you can use your creativity as well. Because if you want to make it look almost a little more realistic, you can do more of like an asymmetric look where like one of the hollowed points here is up higher than the other. It just makes it look a little more authentic. And I'm not including the sides of my nose completely, because I don't want my nose to look really wide. I want to keep this nice and cute. Just when I was starting to get really comfortable in front of the camera doing beauty videos, I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus. Now I'm back to like my awkward self on here. So be patient with me as I relearn everything that I already learned. Alright, so we're going to go right into the bone structure. So for this, you can actually feel where your bone structure actually is just by feeling right here where your cheekbones are. And then right in here is the hollow. So you can either choose to follow your natural bone structure, or you can go just a little, like, what is that called? Why do I not script these videos? Or you can exaggerate your bone structure a little more, which I feel like that usually gives it more of an artistic flair to it. It's more like pleasing to the eye when you go a little bit out of the norm. So the teeth typically start around here. So this line you want to line up where you want the teeth to start. So the further over here, the more narrow the teeth section is going to be. Then I'm bringing it about halfway down to this line here. So cut that in half. Then you have your other line. Then you're going to curve that up. And you can just kind of make that disappear right into your hairline there. So we're not getting like crazy detail oriented, but you still want it to look like you put a whole lot of effort in. And now for the teeth, we're going to keep it super simple. And we're just going to do lines and then kind of shade it to make it look a little bit more like teeth. Actually, maybe I'll just keep it super basic and not even do the shading teeth part. So I'm just gonna do a line across here, and then I'll do the lines. So I'm gonna map out the base of my teeth first. So you wanna curve this teeth line along with your face. It just looks a little more flattering. All right, now we're gonna draw the cutout area here. So the hollows of the jawline. So I'm gonna do a little curve here. Then I'm gonna continue that bottom teeth mark out just slightly. I'm gonna do a little curve here. Then I'm just gonna swoop this up and cut this part right off here. So it almost looks like a weird heart. Like this side's a heart here, and then this is like a gimpy heart side. And you can really do these cutouts in any shape that you want. You're just kind of trying to make it look like it's gone, you know? It just gives the appearance of more of a narrow face, I guess. You could just make this like a complete half circle if you want and just make it disappear. No big deal. Fill it in with black, you're fine. And try your best to be symmetrical, but don't drive yourself crazy trying to do it, you know? Nothing's perfect, especially bone structure, I feel like. So it's not gonna look completely accurate no matter what. Now we're going into the teeth, and I'm just gonna draw these straight down here. So I'm gonna start right above my cupid's bow here. And if you wanted to wear a certain lip color, I would put that on before you do this. When it comes to drawing the lines of your teeth, you actually want to draw them a little closer together than you think you need to. The curve of your lips actually makes it look wider in a picture or on film than it actually looks in person. So you want to draw these a little thinner than you think you need to. All right, guys, so I'm just erasing this, the bone structure here to match with the line that I'm gonna draw for my tooth, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna kind of make this line all in one leading into a tooth. So I just needed to backtrack a little bit. I grabbed the cube tip and just wipe that away and then restart it. That's the reason why I use eyeshadow to do this, because it's so easy to just wipe it away. You never want to go in with paint right away, or I think we're gonna wind up lining this with eyeliner instead of paint. But once you do that, it's tough, because then you almost need to use a makeup like remover to get it off, and then you're taking off your foundation underneath and it just becomes a mess. So eyeshadow is the key. So once you get into this cutout area here, you're gonna make these lines kind of towards back. You're gonna curve these lines back a little bit. Right, now we're just doing the other side. And then I'm gonna go back in on this side and do the same thing that I did on that side with wiping this away, just to get that lining accurate. So you can always count the number of lines that you have on this side versus this side so that it lines up. You don't have to do that. People probably wouldn't notice, to be honest with you, but just to keep it symmetrical if you want to. A good way so that you don't like lose your head doing it, just start from this middle point and see I have 3 lines here, and then I have 4 lines here, and then it meets up with this line. So I need 1 more line, and then I need it to meet into this one. All right, so now that we got our basic layout down, this is the fun part. So you can really just go in and kind of tailor it the way that you want it to be. You can either go super in depth or just keep it light and just like keep it really glam, which I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna smoke out around the eyes a little bit. I'm gonna fill in these hollows. Maybe add a little bit of black glitter. Let's see. Okay. So I want to keep my eyebrows in this look to keep it like a glam skull still. So I'm not messing too much with them, but I am shading around the underneath here. So basically I'm just smoking out all the corners here. Now I'm just filling in that hollow there. I think I'm gonna go in with my eyeliner and make that a little darker, but just so that we can get an overall feel of how this is gonna look, I'm just gonna color that in real quick. And fill in the nose. And then I think I'm gonna cut off the bottom right here where your nose pinches in, instead of going all the way down and shading in the nostrils. Like I said, I wanna keep this almost like a button nose. All right, I'm gonna go in with my Queen of Hearts palette. This is grimy as well. And I'm gonna go in with Your Majesty. So this is that, it's like a foiled gold shade, like bronzy gold. And foiled eyeshadows are always better to tap in with your finger. Woo! I love this palette. When you apply it with your finger, it just keeps all the pigment in there. You guys know that I love using my hands anyway, but especially for foiled shadows, you almost need to in order to keep the pigment. All right, and I'm gonna go right underneath too to smoke out the bottom a little bit. All right, guys, so I'm going in with a like a black ink liner. This one I got at Forever 21 like forever ago, and I've been using it on like all of my Halloween tutorials. Like, it's crazy. I just can't even believe it's lasted this long. And on the other side, it actually has like a I don't know if you can see it on there. It's like a stamp side that's a star, which is pretty cool. I used that for a different skull look. Actually, I think I have that up already, so you guys will see that one. But I used that as like the indents right here, which look pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna be creative with this. So I'm gonna kind of jump around, but I think I'm gonna focus on outlining things in certain areas, not the whole area, because I want to create some depth. So I think I'm gonna outline this part right in here. And gradiate that a little bit like that. And then start over here again to do the outsides of the hollows here. So I'm just curving this top portion here slightly. Again, guys, don't drive yourself crazy trying to get this symmetrical. It looks cooler when it's not. It just looks more authentic. I always love those little like sad indents here. Try to build up the ends here and do that. And I'm just grabbing some black eyeshadow and just dotting right over top of that, just to make the pigment a little stronger. And almost gets rid of that that shininess that liner and black paint sometimes have. And going back in with that eyeshadow just to go over it real quick. Now onto these hollows here. All right, now that we got all the hollows filled in, we're just gonna go in and start to outline all of the lines that we made with the eyeshadow. This looks so cool. Once you start hollowing out all the features, it just like really starts coming together, especially the line work. Once you start outlining these, it's like pow. Really take your time when you come to the teeth so that you're giving yourself a really crisp, thin line. I did those ones a little haphazardly, so I'm just gonna go in and clean those up. So I'm gonna grab that angled brush and just kind of very thinly shade this line and this line up, almost to arch around this line here. So you want this last one to be a little longer than the second one. All right, then I'm gonna go back in with that liner and very lightly shade this in. All right, and then we're gonna go and do that baseline there for the teeth. All right, now we're gonna go back into the eyes and shade these just a little further. Then we're gonna go back in with that angled brush, and I'm just gonna shade in here, just to create some depth. So you just wanna shade in the tops of each upper tooth here. Just very lightly, you just want it to look like a shadow. Now, if you want, you can do those little lines here that almost look like you're annoyed. But it's like, I guess it's just like the bone structure, because it's in like every skull that I see. I think it's just like your brow bone. Then I'm gonna go in with my ink liner by Pretty Vulgar. This is in the shade Blacklist. And then I'll pop on some lashes. I found that doing the inner part of your eyeliner first before you do the wing just really helps. So I usually just do the inner corners, or the first half of the eyeliner at the same time, and then I do the wings. Because I feel like it's almost like muscle memory. Once you do it on one side, you remember and you can do it on the other. I might just totally fuck this up right now after saying that, but we'll see. Alright, got it. Now I'm gonna put some mascara on. And this is the I Heart Extreme Lashes by Essence. This one is so good, it's like ridiculous. Alright, I forgot to outline my jaw here, so I'm just gonna do that really quick. I'm just gonna go underneath this part here. And this doesn't really need to be precise, you just have to create a shadow here. So I'm just gonna go back in with that black shadow. You could just stipple this in lines, almost going down the face to elongate your neck a little bit. And it just looks a little smokier and creative. Alright guys, now I'm just gonna pop on some lashes and do my hair real quick. I'll be back. Alright guys, so while I was straightening my hair, I realized that I didn't do the temple parts. So let me just do that real quick. So you can draw these any way you'd like. You could either just do like a round circle like that and just leave it. But I found that most skulls usually have the bigger hump right here, and then it goes into a smaller one. I don't know how much this is actually doing. I feel like I finally ran out of this marker. Alright guys, so I held off on the black glitter just to simplify it a little bit, but let me know what you think of this look. I know it was kind of a mess. I haven't done a talk through in a long time, so it's a little rough, but yeah, so if you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up down below. You can also subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.